So in this video, I want to compare and contrast the Shun Sora and the Miyabi Birchwood Paring Knives. These are both two knives in two completely different markets. One is extremely high-end, one is an entry-level knife, and they're actually two of my favorite knives. I think the Shun Sora is one of the best entry-level knives. I think the Miyabi Birchwood is one of the best high-end knives. So it sort of is cool to make this little sort of theoretical discussion on the two and compare and contrast them. The birchwood is completely and totally handmade from start to scratch. The birchwood is completely and totally handmade from start to finish, while the Shun is handmade, but it's more of an automated handmade system. So the fit and finish of this knife is insane. Every single corner has been rounded out, so there are no sharp edges anywhere. Everything is completely and totally flush. Nice attention to detail, like the logo being carved deeply into the back of the handle. And the really nice thing is this little mosaic pin. It's about 15 to 20 little tiny pieces of stainless steel, bronze, and copper, which have been put together to make a little design and then pressed into the handle. So you can tell that someone has really put their heart and soul into making this knife. By contrast, this is still a very, very well-built knife. Everything is really high tolerance on this, but they just haven't really spent the extra time or money to sort of round things out or make things super flush. The handle is about 1 millimeter or so around the tang, and that's because it is sort of forced over the tang, but it's just something you really want to consider. Of course, you wouldn't expect them to have the same level of fit and finish because one is about 1/4 the price of the other. The cutting cores are very different as well. The Shun Sora uses the gold standard cutting core, which is VG10. It's about a 60 hardness. It holds an edge very, very, very well. But the Miyabi uses an insane SG2, which is about 63 hardness. It's a powdered steel, and the end result is this blade will probably never ever need to be sharpened. The actual cutting edges are very different too. The Shun Sora is ground down to a very sharp 16-degree angle, but the Miyabi is hand sharpened using a 3-step process to an insanely sharp 9 degrees. So to put that in perspective, not only is it single digits versus the double-digit angle on this knife, but it's about 50% thinner, which means it is exponentially sharper. The Shun Sora is wrapped in a layer of stainless steel on either side, which gives you this beautiful design towards the bottom as well. And the Miyabi has a crazy 50 layers of stainless steel on either side, which gives you this beautiful rose flower Damascus pattern that I really hope you guys can see. The Miyabi has a full tang going all the way down through this birchwood handle, and birchwood is a metal that used to be used for Faberge eggs. And it makes sense because when you look at it, you can really see how beautiful the grain is. And this video I know is not going to do it justice. It really pops when you're looking at it in person. You can see these deep sort of dark clear areas of the wood, the darker sort of brown grays in the wood. It's almost holographic. I'm not sure if you can see this down here, but it shimmers in certain parts almost like marble. And it's really just a beautiful, beautiful handle. The Shun is actually a rabbit tang. It ends about right here. But in terms of practical use, that is going to work almost exactly the same as a full tang. And it is, of course, a plastic handle. But it's a nice plastic handle, I have to say. At the end of the day, it really comes down to what exactly you want. If you want a phenomenal entry-level knife for not that much money, the Shun Sora has always been my go-to suggestion. And if you want really a piece of art for your kitchen that also works insanely well, the birchwood I think is one of my favorites too. I'll put a link down to both below. If you have any questions, any comments, or any concerns, as always, let me know. And otherwise, I will talk to you very soon.